What does life mean to you? I am asking every teenager out there right now. You may want to listen closely because you may know someone that vapes and you may very well vape yourself. According to Paul Blair of ATR.org, approximately 1 million legal vapors are out there right now. And that's not accounting the illegal vapors are out there, which is all the underage kids that are out there that are off the books, get their stuff illegally, and aren't accounted for. And that's a huge problem that we have as a society, as it's not as regulated as we may think it is. I understand that people may think it's a safe alternative to anything else out there, which for the most part it is. Other drugs such as cocaine, Molly, heroin, those are still all out there, and those are very deadly. Those are so bad for you. Vaping could be considered a safe alternative, but you shouldn't consider it safe. It's more of an alternative, to be honest. Today I'm here to tell you a little bit more about why not to vape and how bad it truly is for you, because you probably don't know how bad and what it's actually doing to you scientifically. I'm going to talk about the short-term effects and addiction, the whole stress factor that really plays a huge role into the ins and outs, really, of vaping, and the long-term and the unknown, which is probably the scariest part. Some of you may think you know about nicotine, but you don't know the truth of nicotine and how bad it actually is for you. We think we know about nicotine, but you don't know the bottom line of it. Nicotine is a highly addictive chemical. It does damage to the brain in the sense that your brain is constantly making nerve connections. Your brain is constantly growing, you're expanding, you're learning. And with nicotine plugs those nerve connections like this. Plugs them. Can't make new nerve connections. And that's where they get the saying that vaping and even smoking in general, it stunts growth. It stunts your brain, and it really takes a huge toll on you as a person, as it can trigger lots of other things that I'll get to later on. Nicotine Torbies of MayoClinic.org stated that with nicotine comes nicotine withdrawal. And these are some of the symptoms that she said you can get. You can get strong cravings, anxiety, irritability, and restlessness. And from my other research, you also found that you can get headaches, diarrhea, lots of other physical things. Because when you have a foreign substance in your body, especially in your lungs, your body's not used to that. Your body doesn't know how to react to that. And that's what makes it so dangerous, because you have something in your body that your body is not used to handling. And no matter how much you put, it's really not going to change, because nicotine is that dangerous of a chemical. Coming back from that, as I stated, anxiety is a huge factor in nicotine withdrawal. Nicotine is obviously the most addictive chemical there is right now, especially in vapes. And anxiety goes into the stress factor, which anxiety, stress, you kind of go hand in hand. A lot of people can't really tell the difference, as it's kind of hard to explain. That can start someone to vape. Anxiety and stress factors can force someone into vaping and prevent them from stopping. Obviously, nicotine withdrawal, like I said, what happens is your body is so used to it that when you go to stop, your body goes into nicotine withdrawal, which is you get those symptoms, like I said before, and that forces people back into back into vaping. Moving on. You may think you can quit, but it's not that easy. Today's young generation is more stressed than anyone. According to the APA, which is the American Psychological Association, which is one of the biggest psychological associations that there is, stated that only 45% of Gen Z or younger teenagers report having good health. That right there should come as a truck hitting you right there. The amount of stressed, anxiety, depressed kids that are out there, because Gen Z, that's young. That's our age, younger. That's bad. Young health in a younger kid's life can really stunt them as growing up. And it's really sad to see that. Like, those type of numbers, so horrible. With all of this, according to smokefree.gov, stress and anxiety can trigger vape cravings and make it harder to quit. And vaping is not an effective way to cope. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of ways to get help. And vaping is not one of them. A lot of ways to get help include going to doctors, even telling your parents. They're not going to yell at you. They're going to appreciate you more in the long run that you're coming to tell them about the problem that you think that you have. And by you hiding it and you being sick on your own and you feeling alone, it's such a horrible feeling that I couldn't even imagine, to be honest. All of this comes together to form the next part. The long-term and the unknown. Obviously, there is some known due to nicotine and what nicotine can do to you. That is the short-term effects and how that affects you trying to quit and all that. What does this do to you later on in your life? Whoever knows how many years down the road, 5, 10, 15, 20, maybe even 50 years down the road, what's it going to do to you? When you think about the most similar situation of vaping, what do you think? I think we all have the same answer. It's cigarettes. Cigarettes was a pandemic that we had way back when everyone really did them. Celebrities did them. They were deemed as safe, just like vapes were before they were, just like Juul did before they were taken down for a false advertising as a safe alternative, because it's really not. Scientists won't know effects of vaping until vapors live longer, but they have an idea, and they're getting more and more information about this, which can really help you. According to Robert Toronto, professor at UNC stated, everything I've seen on data in the lungs success suggests that e-cigarettes are not safer than cigarettes. That's a medical professional saying that just by the things that he's seen, not proven, earlier on, can suggest that they are not safer than cigarettes. And the fact of that is just so scary, because you don't know what you're in for. You don't know what everyone else is in for. You could be saying goodbye to a lot of your friends in the future, because we don't know what it can do to you. We don't know how bad it messes up your brain. We don't know how bad it messes up your body. And that's the scariest part. To wrap things up on a high note, if you don't vape or you don't plan on to, you have nothing to worry about. So like I said, I suggest not starting, because there's so much negatives that come with it. Why would you want to start that? There's nothing positive. Like, if you have some stress, you have some anxiety, there's some help out there. There's other ways to cope with it. There's meditation, there's psychologists that you can talk to, even talking to your friends, doing physical activity, they all help. If you do vape, I highly suggest seeking help to try and quit. Like I said, going to your parents, they will really appreciate you going to them in the long run. They may yell at you at first, oh, you're vaping, but you know what? If they see that you're coming to them with a problem, they'll learn to trust you more, and they'll learn that, you know what, I need to help them, and they will help you, and you will get your help that you need if you know that you have a problem. Today we talked about vaping and what comes with it, such as addiction, stress, and the long-term and unknown. I really hope you took something from this. I really hope that I was able to, if you were planning on vaping, to not, because it's really not worth it. And if you are vaping, maybe seek some help, because it's really not the worst thing in the world. No one's going to criticize you for it.